This is what I mean by it's not a zero-sum game, but it's not an infinity-sum game either. Wealth inequality, assets and liabilities of income quintiles. All of the wealth up here in the top 20%, even if you just cut it in half and brought it down here, would make a world of difference. Not just a world of difference. It would fundamentally rearrange, like, we would produce the most prosperous society in human history. Rome would look like nothing. People like Ben Shapiro will lie to you and they'll say, oh, actually, if you took all the wealth here and moved it, it's not natural, so total bullshit. Absolute bullshit. It would be like heaven. All of your material concerns would be gone. All of them. Oh, so, you know, maybe the cost of some goods rise. Who the fuck cares? You're making enough money that it doesn't matter. It's okay for grocery stores to charge a bit more if it means they pay their workers more, if it means they have the money to buy it more robustly. A strong middle class built this country, and now the country economically is kind of dying in a lot of ways through inequality, and it's purely because we lost that. Because we think there's no consequence to letting the hyper-wealthy siphon off everything and put it in bank accounts where it doesn't recycle into the economy. Yeah, I got this as well. This top one right here is the top 1% on its own. The rest of this is the 99%. This is the top 20%, excluding the 1%. Vaush, you're explaining a zero-sum game. No, it's not zero-sum. There are margins, but like, if you take $1 trillion from the wealthy and put it down here, that is $1 trillion moved. It's possible to produce systems in which everyone benefits more, which is what I'm describing. A strong middle class makes the economy more robust. Guys, here's a question. How many massive businesses have closed and filed for bankruptcy, in large part as a consequence of the American middle class dying and the average worker not having the money to benefit from their goods? It seems like we're in a race to the bottom where the corporations that survive have to either appeal to very specific clienteles, or they have to undercut themselves constantly because they're trying to appeal to a thinner and thinner margin. You know, I wonder if there was an economist who described this tendency for the profits rate to... I'd have to think about it. Some kind of tendency, something, some rate, some sort of profit falling, I'm not sure. Charlie Markle. I don't know. Oh, by the way, I just want to say, the shit that I'm talking about right now, not even controversial to economists. The idea that a strong middle class is what builds a strong economy, that's not controversial. That's not some crazy Marx shit. Like, everyone believes this. The more money you have circulating here, you want money to circulate through the economy. You don't want it to stagnate by just sitting in a bank account, which is what the wealthy do with it. Yes, Adam Smith would be called a filthy commie today. No, literally, yeah. Adam Smith, even Adam Smith, was more cautious in his economic assessments than modern day. And by the way, again, the reason people say that economists are all right-wing. No, they're not. Politicians just don't listen to economists. They listen to lobbyists. Economists have been advocating for a strong middle class for about as long as we even had the concept of one. That's not new. I'm generalizing a bit here, but like, even on the more liberal end of economists, they're like, yeah, maybe it is a bad thing for literally everything to be owned by like one guy, you know? This isn't new, but politicians don't listen to economists. Economists aren't wealthy. They're college graduates. They're nerds. They're not wealthy. They listen to lobbyists, lobbying groups. And the lobbying groups say, actually, I think it'd be a great idea if we made all the money, please. And they listen. So Thought Slime's version of economists is a straw man? Yes. Leftists are shooting themselves in the foot when they act like the field of economics is broadly opposed to them. It's not. If you actually listen to what economists have been saying, you can point to that and use that to support your arguments 9 times out of 10. You can reliably look at economic journals and go, look, see? Marxism is political will in addition to economic analysis. In practice, in a lot of cases, most of the time these economic papers aren't as infused with political will, but you can go and look at that and you can say, look what happens when you lack the political will, huh? Economists have been saying the same shit for decades and look where all the fucking money ended up. So don't give up don't undersell leftism by suggesting that it's opposed to economic theory. It's not. Yeah, unlearning economics is who you should be going to for your economic theory, okay? He knows infinitely more than I do. He's been live streaming. Check out his shit. Unlearning economics. Highly recommend, okay?